30% of CEOs across the world believe their culture is aligned to their strategy. So if culture eats strategy for breakfast, I think we've got a problem. So despite the fact you've got plenty of executive CEOs and people sitting in the boardroom saying, actually, this is something that's important to us, there is something that is going wrong in that equation. And that's what I'm particularly fascinated about.
It's such a massive opportunity, an exciting opportunity for us to think about what does the future of work look like. It's about shifting from transactional and often kind of retributive HR systems to a more transformational, proactive, supportive and compassionate people and culture function, really helping to drive positive workplaces and enabling incredible conversations within our organisations.
But they come together to run a virtual company. So that really helps them to form their teams and their relationships. And bearing in mind, these are people, this is what really interests me, people that are coming into teams that have never met. They come from different parts of the world, different languages, and yet after a few weeks, you think they were lifelong friends. You know, they are forming relationships you just cannot break.
We seem to be legitimizing avoiding the conversation. Because you can just email someone, you can Slack someone, you can WhatsApp someone. But that's, I think, creating a lot of disconnection. And what I feel people are craving is a bit more attention, feeling a bit more connected. If managers just got slightly better at having better conversations, I think the world of work will be a far better place.
So the business has been around quite a long time, and you chat to people and there's this conversation around, we don't speak out here because there was once a person who was victimised on the back of that. And you go, okay, was it someone you know? No. Okay, is it the manager still here? No, they've gone as well. So the person, you didn't know them, it wasn't you, and the manager's gone, but actually that kind of existence or that thought is still there in the business because somehow those stories are still being told.
Culture's super important today because it really helps organisations to successfully deliver strategies. To sort of cultivate that exceptional culture, they've really got to understand where they are today, so the culture that they have today and the behaviours they have in the organisation. They've got to really understand what it is they need for the future and what are the behaviours that are going to drive the strategy and be able to bridge the gap.
There was something about rebuilding this culture. We knew we had to change, but we also really needed to be respectful of the past, because even though some of the behaviours and some of the activities that we can look back on and think, maybe that isn't what I'd do today, it served a purpose at the time and it has built a very successful business. So we've got to move forward respecting the past and driving the change.
It's always good to hear from clients in terms of what is really, keeping them awake at night and thinking about how we can be proactive in terms of helping them with some of those challenges. There aren't always easy answers, and that's the thing. There's very rarely a right or wrong way of doing something, and that's why having that experience and talking to each other, I think, is really, really important.